is life. Not only a slang heard all over LA, but also a way of life for most athletes. The NBA has been around for over 72 years, and with this, they have incorporated players from all over the world. Some players coming from as far as Greece, France, Spain, and even Cypriot. So growing up, I feel like most of us have watched or heard some type of basketball, and nevertheless, whether we like it or not, the NBA is always going to be playing every Christmas Day on ABC and TNT. So wouldn't you want to know at least what it consists of? Adding on, I myself played basketball from a young age, ever since I was 7 years old, until I went to high school and I got injured. But from this experience, I was able to become a basketball analysis, and I was able to do stats for my school's individual players. Because of this, I've also done research on the NBA. The NBA is more than what we see on TV, and I want you all to see the different sides of it. So first, I'll be discussing the history of the NBA. Then I'll be discussing the differences of the NBA then and now. And lastly, I'll be talking about the contribution to the world the NBA does. So first, I talked about what this is going to be about. Next, I will discuss about the NBA history. The NBA was created in 1949 after the merge of two organizations, which were the BAA, which is the Basketball Association of America, and the NBL, which is the National Basketball League. After these two decided to merge, they became the NBA. According to a History November 16, 2009 article published by History.com, on this day in 1949, after a 3-year battle to win both players and fans, the rival BAA and NBL merged to form the NBA. Now that I've talked about the history of the NBA, next let me discuss about the differences between the NBA then and now. So the NBA has not only grown in numbers, but also in safety. So the NBA was originally started with 11 teams, and from these 11 teams, these 4 decided to drop because they did not believe the NBA was going anywhere, which is a very big surprise. Now there are 30 teams in total, 29 coming from the United States and 1 from Canada. Moreover, on safety, the NBA has become a lot more safer. In 1946, the only rules were that players were allowed 6 personal fouls, and that's it. No specifics, allowing for players to get injured more frequently. It wasn't until 1980 where the fouls became more specific. According to NBA May 2nd, 2008 article, which is the official NBA website, a player, coach, and staff can be ejected for punching, fighting, and contact above the shoulder level. So you see here, this player most likely got ejected because this is a flagrant 2 foul because he's basically choking LeBron. And in this image, this is another example, but this example is of 3 players getting ejected, which was Chris Paul, Rajon Rondo, and Brandon Ingram, because they all participated in the fight. Apart from getting ejected, they also get fined for fighting, and they have to be suspended for a total number of games, so like 2, depending on how bad the fight was. Now that I've talked about the differences of the NBA then and now, next I'm going to talk about the contribution to the world. So the NBA partners with many different charities such as Autism Speaks, Boys and Girls Club of America, and Hoops for St. Jude. But some players also create their own charity foundations. So for example, this was a 2019 NBA All-Star Game, which is a 3-day event. And this is Team LeBron and Team Giannis. And Team LeBron was the winning team, and they were awarded $3,500,000. And Team Giannis, which was the losing team, they were awarded $1,500,000. From this money, they were able to give it to the organization of their choice. So either way, it's a win-win, or it's a win-win situation, and both players are able to donate to whatever organization they please. So in 2017, Kevin Durant himself also gave 2 basketball courts to a school in India, and also created a 5,000 participant basketball clinic where he was able to see the future NBA and WNBA prospects. And according to Chris Haynes, in July 20th, 2017, ESPN Sports Analysis for ESPN, Kevin Durant donated 2 basketball courts to a school in India as part of the Kevin Durant Charity Foundation, which this is his foundation right here. It's his mom, and that's him participating in his foundation. So all in all, now that I've talked about the way the NBA gives back, so let me conclude. So first I talked about the history of the NBA, then I spoke on the differences in the NBA then and now, and lastly, I touched upon the contribution to the world the NBA does. So the NBA is more than what we see on TV, and there's many different branches that come to it. And all in all, I'll leave you with this quote. People will hate you, rate you, shake you, and break you, but how strong you stand is what makes you. LeBron James. With players with this mentality, there's no reason why many people pay thousands of dollars to be season pass holders. Thank you.